Hello there, folks. I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interesting life.com, and today you're joining me out here on the very edge of Ellesmere as we cross over this little bridge that didn't used to be here. And once upon a time, about a year ago, I made a great big run and jump and managed to make it just about across that little stream there. And really, this video is all about just sharing the whole wandering around in the countryside out here at Ellesmere experience from an actual POV camera angle. And I suppose the first thing we need to have a look at is this Dead Man's Island swim sign, which, to be fair, immediately puts me off any idea of swimming. So, as I say, the whole idea of this video is just to have a few minutes of just walking around on this little bit of the very edge of Ellesmere. And if you're not familiar, Ellesmere is the town, but this is the mere of Ellesmere, and it's basically just a lake, as you can see. A beautiful lake on a beautiful day. I mean, I can't explain how warm and hot this was on this particular day of recording. Also, I just wanted to point out and draw attention to this. I just love the way this tree sort of juts out sideways from the ground and just skirts the top of the water's surface before branching up there and the greenery starting. But like I say, I just wanted to share this little moment with you and share some actual, well, from my eye view experience of these sort of places that I like to go and hang out and spend my time. From this particular point, Narrowboat Tilly, where I set out from, was only about, I'd say, probably 15 minutes from this exact spot. And ultimately, I just thought, yeah, let's get the camera out and just share some of this absolutely beautiful place with you. Now, we're going to cross over this little stream, whatever you want to call it, cutting of water that goes inwards that we just crossed over that little bridge on as well. But we're not going to take that route, which is basically not so much a bridge or a dam as it is just a few sticks that kids must have put there over the years to try and get across. But I thought rather we would try and take this big log way. Now, you'll see immediately I'm trying very carefully to just feel out where the actual edge of the ground is with my feet here before we make this into a fail video and tumble into the mere with camera and backpack and all the rest of it. So you'll see that there's a very slow bit of progress here as we step out onto the log here, because one of the first things I noticed on getting onto the log was how all of that sort of light green sort of mossy area was actually quite damp and slippy compared to how perfect it looked and how perfect it actually looks, to be frank, right now on this video recording. So that was why this little stretch of video footage is extremely slow progress, and of course slow progress, better safe than sorry. Slowly but surely wins the race, not to quote Jeb Bush there. But ultimately, like I say, these are the sorts of things that I sometimes end up wasting. Well, is it a waste if you enjoy it? I don't know, but spend hours and hours doing. And the amount of just sort of general detours and general distraction like this that there is when I'm out on Narrowboat Tilly, or biking to and from Tilly, or walking from Tilly to go to get supplies or catch a bus or what have you. As you can imagine, when you're out in places like this, I mean, like I say, this is Ellesmere and this is the mere of Ellesmere, Ellesmere being the town. But if you were to look somewhere like if you were to look just in the surrounding area here of Ellesmere, then you would also find loads of other meres that are not as big as Ellesmere, but you've got things like Whitemere and Blakemere that I'm more Narrowboat Tilly right next to, and Kettlemere, and there's all these little places that are just like this in various scales that are even less sort of trodden and less well known than Ellesmere, which, as you can see, we're hardly on the beaten track here where people come all the time at this point. The path is just slightly more to our left hand side, and obviously not requiring you to stumble across a slippy log and through this marshy land, basically. Now, here I'm going to just edit out another minute or so as I battle through all of these leaves and tree branches, as unfortunately, not only was I getting battered around a bit by all the branches and ducking and diving and that, but also the camera was taking a few hits and the video footage wasn't particularly steady, I'll say that much. So really, I suppose, as we've got to this little extra little bay of the trees, I suppose, we'll wrap things up and say, I hope you've enjoyed me for this little bit of POV, Dan Brown sort of interesting life sort of stuff. Check out my other videos for literally hundreds of boating videos and things from the great outdoors. Feel free to check the links in the description for the Facebook page, my short boat life books and all that sort of stuff too. But until the next time, keep it boat worthy, keep it boat worthy, have a fantastic day, and of course, farewell.